What's up everyone? My name is Karen and in today's video, I'm doing something crazy. I quit my high-paying six-figure job to go all in on entrepreneurship. I know this might sound absolutely insane to some of you. I was making well over $100,000 in my marketing director job, had 4 weeks of vacation, a nice 401k plan, expense account, the whole 9 yards. By all measures, I was killing it in the corporate world. But over the last couple of years, I slowly realized that path just wasn't fulfilling me anymore. I felt stuck in the 9-to-5 office life grind and started seriously longing for something more. So about 8 months ago, after lots strategic planning and saving up a hefty emergency fund, I decided to take the leap into full-time entrepreneurship. I quit my cushy and comfortable six-figure job to start my own business and pursue a couple of my side hustles full-time. Let me tell you, handing in that resignation letter was one of the scariest moments of my life. I had been with that company for over 7 years and it was all I knew. The comfort and security of that corporate paycheck was hard to give up. But let me also tell you, this hitting send on that resignation email was also one of the most thrilling and liberating things I've ever done. I finally get to be my own boss and spend my days working on projects I truly care about. And so far, this entrepreneurial roller coaster ride has been wild. It's been almost 8 months since I took the leap and there were a lot of ups and downs along the way. There were definitely many moments of doubt and frustration. Days where I thought I had made the worst decision of my life by leaving my secure job. Like when I had to stay up till 4 a.m. working because I no longer had a team to delegate tasks to. Or when I would look at my old pay stubs and 401k balance and question what the heck I was doing chasing this entrepreneurship dream. But thankfully there were also enough wins to reaffirm that yes, this was all going to be worth it in the end. Like when I landed my first big client for my social media marketing consulting business. Or when I had my first every month from my e-commerce store. These milestones, along with all the encouragement from my friends and family, really kept me powering through. Now that it's been nearly 8 months, I can safely say pursuing entrepreneurship has been the best decision I've made in my career so far. Yes, it's a lot more work than my cushy corporate job, but it's so much more rewarding building something that's your own. So in this video, I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes of the last 8 months since I took the leap into full-time entrepreneurship. You'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll share the tactical lessons I learned, the mistakes I made, the wins I had, and everything in between. If you've ever considered taking the leap to pursue entrepreneurship, then I think you'll get a ton of value from this video. My goal is that by the end of it, you'll feel inspired and equipped to make your own leap. Alright, let's get into it. Month 1. Honestly, most of month 1 after I quit was pure panic. I was second-guessing if I had made the right choice and constantly calculating my monthly burn rate now that I didn't have a paycheck coming in. My mind was going crazy with all the what-ifs. What if my business fails? What if none of my projects generate revenue? Should I just beg for my old job back? I definitely experienced a lot of high highs and low lows that first month. Some things that helped were leaning on my support system. I talked to a lot of other entrepreneurs and my mentors who reassured me that yes, this anxiety and fear was all normal. Their advice and stories of their own entrepreneurial journeys restored my faith that I could do this too. I also made sure to take plenty of breaks and reset moments so I wouldn't get overwhelmed. Simple things like going on a hike or enjoying a nice meal out with my wife helped me recenter when things felt chaotic. From a business standpoint, Month 1 was all about laying the foundations and doing client outreach calls. This meant finally launching the website I had been putting off for my social media marketing consultancy. I also spent a lot of time researching potential clients on LinkedIn and reaching out to set up discovery calls. I heard a lot of rejections and no's, but tried not to let the negative responses get me down. One huge win in month 1 was landing my very first client. It was only a $1,500 per month engagement, but it was huge for my confidence. It made me believe that yes, I could do this entrepreneurship thing and people would pay for my services. By the end of month 1, I was still terrified but also equally determined to make this work. The initial anxiety softened a bit and I had a glimpse of the potential ahead. Month 2. I went into month 2 laser focused on keeping momentum going. My goal was to replicate what worked to get client 1 and keep growing my client roster. I refined my cold outreach scripts and kept pushing messages out through LinkedIn. I also started leaning more on my network for referrals. This month I had to get comfortable pitching myself and my services over and over again. Being in sales mode was exhausting for my introverted self. But with enough practice it got less terrifying. My schedule was busy with sales calls, client meetings to onboard client 1, and also making progress on some of my other entrepreneurial projects. Things were undoubtedly more chaotic compared to my corporate job, but I had expected that. The hustle paid off because in month 2, I landed 2 more clients. One was another social media consulting engagement and the other was a content creation client that would be recurring revenue. Signing multiple clients beyond just client 1 showed me that I really could do this full time. Other people found value in what I offered enough to pay me for it. I'll admit on some days self-doubt still crept back in. Building a business from scratch required wearing so many hats and learning on the fly. Juggling everything was not easy. But I focused on progress over perfection. My projects might be messy and imperfect, but as long as they were moving forward, that's what mattered. I ended month 2 feeling encouraged. My bank account was healthier than month 1 and I knew now I could survive this entrepreneurship ride. My confidence grew tremendously and there was no looking back. Month 3. Coming into month 3, I had hoped to keep up momentum and have everything continue smoothly. But of course, that didn't quite happen. My largest client ended up having to cut our engagement short unexpectedly due to budget changes on their end that I couldn't control. It resulted in a pretty big hit to my projected monthly revenue. Losing my biggest client was definitely discouraging and sort of sent me spiraling for a bit. I wondered if this was a sign that I actually couldn't rely on entrepreneurship to pay my bills. But thankfully the work I had put in the past months paid off, because I was able to sign 2 more new clients to help make up for the loss. It reaffirmed that this was just part of business. Some clients stay, some clients go. An unexpected blessing came my way this month too. I found out I was getting my first big payout from an old employer stock options plan I had forgotten about. It was a 5-figure check that I definitely did not expect but helped pad my bank account nicely. This was a nice reminder that you never know where extra sources of income can come from. I'm treating the money as a bonus but definitely saving a big portion for the rainy day fund as well. Beyond the money ups and downs, month 3 was when I really found my groove with my working style as a full-time entrepreneur. I established more structured routines that better balanced client work and personal recharge time. Things like setting harder cutoffs in the evening and being more intentional about when I schedule client calls. My mindset shifted from constant hustle mode to playing the long game. I focused on sustainability over grinding myself to the bone every single day. This has made the entrepreneurial lifestyle much more manageable and I no longer feel like I'm hanging on by a thread.